are going to harken back because our first guests have been delighting and entertaining children of all ages for the past 25 years with their playful, humorous, and irreverent nautical nonsense.
Yep. From the first splash, their characters resonated with people worldwide and are still going strong. And this year, they are celebrating their 25th anniversary. I cannot believe it. And they're doing so by hosting Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards.
Hear,
Iconic.
hear.
Please welcome, without any further ado, SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick star actors Tom Kenny and Bill Fagerbakke. Woo! Oh my gosh! Wait a minute.
Oh, it's you! Hi, guys!
Tom, do I sit here? Where do I sit?
Over there on the floor. The couch is for me. Hi!
Hi.
How am I doing? Too close? Too close? Too close? Space Invader? No?
Hi.
Okay. Moving on.
Oh my God.
Hi,
He
good
even
morning,
laughs
y'all.
in the
Hi,
Patrick
Marisol.
This is the best day
Patrick?
ever.
I live in the water. I need a little bit of moisture.
Oh my God.
That's very meta of
It's like
you.
when he goes into Sandy's habitat.
You guys are clearly having a good day.
Yeah. Well, we've had a great 25 years.
That's the best job in the
kind of
world.
amazing, yeah.
And I just got offered a Venmo credit card, so things are going to be different.
Wow.
They're going to be even better.
What are you
They have
spending
credit
on?
cards. They have credit cards with SpongeBob on it now.
No.
You do.
Yes.
Wow,
yes,
you're an
yes.
icon.
Yeah, so somebody told me that they tried to use it and the person was like, no. Yeah, they're like, it's a credit card, it really is. So,
This is
My
not Monopoly
name,
money.
image, and likeness on it.
yeah, it's not Mr. Krabs' cartoon bucks.
It's
Oh, the Krusty Krab.
If you know, you know. This is a real treat for us to have you guys here. 25 years. I mean, not a lot of things in life last 25 years.
That is true. I know.
Not
A lot of my friends have been married
business.
3 times in that space. But,
I mean, straight up, did you, when you signed on, year one, did you think or have any inkling that it would be this lasting?
Well, we're not nuts. So, no, we didn't, you know.
well,
You're not?
You're just hoping that
can I talk to you a minute?
No, you're just hoping that it goes well and that the check clears, and you know, there's so many things have to happen for that kind of run. So many, it's kismet. So many things, so many decisions go into programming.
I know, it's like a NASA launch. You know, for a show to last longer than like 4 episodes, it's like SpaceX putting a rocket up. So 25 years is just insane, and you know, we didn't know like when you're in the circus, you're just hoping to get to the next town, okay?
True, right.
And that SpongeBob, for something to last that long, we knew we liked it. We knew that we loved the show and that the content was something that we responded to.
Yeah.
But just because you like it and just because I think this is funny, that doesn't mean
That seldom
that doesn't
matters.
mean anything. That
Yeah, right.
never
Right.
matters.
Well, we know that.
Because it's the 1999. Children's television looked very different.
Oh,
Well,
they don't make it
television
anymore like
in
they used
general
to.
looked so different. And to have these obscure sea creatures have lives of their
And
own
sponges.
with personalities.
Sponge.
Played by obscure actors.
Yeah.
Played by so you get the script and you're like you go,
What?
what happens?
Oh, I thought it was preschool dribble. I thought it was just going to be okay, whatever. It's $600. Thank you. You know.
Not even the standard after day rate.
Well, that might have been the standard after day rate in 1999.
Cable scale, but I didn't realize, not being steeped in really anything that Hillenburg had done, I didn't realize what I was getting into until I saw the pilot. And then a little bomb blew up in my head, and I felt like I was 8 years old watching Looney Tunes.
Oh my God.
And it was a perfect, beautiful cartoon, and then I got it. But when we were recording that pilot, I had no idea.
Although with Patrick, a little confusion, you can kind of channel that into the
That's
performance.
true.
There we go. It just
That
works.
tracks,
But
right.
Method acting.
Let's go to the characters for a second, because you hear the voice, you know who it is. It's so easy to associate. How did you find, quite literally, your voices here?
Well, for me, I had worked with Steve on a previous
Right.
cartoon that was not his creation, but he knew me, and I had done this weird little voice in a crowd scene, you know, and so years later he said, "Remember
Wow.
that weird Munchkin voice that you did in that one scene, and it was kind of a disposable character that was never used again."
He goes, "I'm kind of thinking we start there for this character that's half
Okay.
a boy and half a man, half an adult, half a kid, you know, part kindergartner, part Jerry Lewis, part Pee Wee Herman, part, you know, Curly from the Three Stooges. You know, there's all these weird things. You know, Stan Laurel
And
from
had
Laurel and Hardy.
Nickelodeon bought the pilot at that point?
No, this was before he.
that.
This was before he brought
So
it
he
into
wanted to,
Nickelodeon.
essentially what you're telling me is he wanted to build a whole show and this global phenomenon around a little voice that you did once on a different project that never even made air.
Yes, and also just marrying what he had learned on the previous show we worked on, Rocco's Modern Life, an early 90s Nicktoon. And then, really, I was heifer on that show. That was a hoot. And so that was my first series. So
now
then,
my mind is exploding.
So now he started marrying his interests, which were, you know,
Marine biology.
animation, marine biology, comedy, you know, psychedelic animation that didn't even have a story, you know, music, you know, all his, you know, the design. He had everything in his head before, you know, on paper. He showed me the what they call the Bible of it long before he pitched it to Nickelodeon. It was all everything you see on the show was there in this little book. You know, there's like, you know,
The Bible.
yeah.
It made that noise when you opened
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, I know.
Please,
I know.
there
It was like the Ark of the Covenant, except ghosts didn't
right.
come out and melt my face.
That's right.
It's beautiful. No, it really, it was actually a good thing. It was a happy. It wasn't like Raiders.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we understand the creator, Steve, that this was the characters are loosely based on real people in his life. Is that
I
correct?
don't know. You might know.
You
that.
know, yes, he did have a friend from his early days that he sort of based Patrick on. He did work in a seafood restaurant in New England and had a somewhat avaricious boss, you know, who was a penny pincher. You know,
Mr. Krabs.
SpongeBob was kind of a mix of him, and then he saw things in me from working with me for those years on Rocco that were SpongeBob-esque, you know, high energy, hard worker, you know, kind of never shuts off. So, you know, like everything's always out there. So he was like, you kind of are SpongeBob, you know?
Right.
So really, it was kind of the easiest job I ever booked. Like, there was no callbacks or producer sessions. It was just like, this guy's SpongeBob. I'm done with that. Check that box.
Well,
now I have to cast all these other parts. Yeah.
Where does this voice from? Because he's known to be a little dim-witted, naive, kind of lazy.
It was an unconventional audition because it wasn't in a studio. It was in a conference room, and here was this little quiet, unassuming fellow with a little black cassette thing with a little microphone on the prop thing and the cord. And he goes, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you. And he pops in a cassette and he goes, okay, so your character is the friend of this guy. And he already had Tom's. So he played Tom and he goes, so you would be balancing with him.
Yeah, I did a test recording on this Kmart level.
Right.
Steve was so low tech.
So he was like, this is the tone that you're going to be up against, you know, married to.
Right. So fortunately for me,
Literally
that was
married
in my wheelhouse.
That's a tough audition.
It was great, actually, because it was different.
Right.
You know, so it was fun. And the material was there. Like I said, I didn't know what it was. So who's ready? Who's ready? Why is he saying it 3 times? I guess. Okay, so it's for 4-year-olds.
It's the comedy rule of 3. Everything's funny. It's like the Sunshine Boys. Everything's funny if you say it 3 times. 3rd time is funny.
Well, I will say it's for adults and for children.
It is.
100%, of course.
And I feel like we just started scratching the surface. You have nowhere to be, right? Can you hang out? Can you hang out for a little bit?
No, I have no life. No, I'm
Okay,
free till
great.
New Year's Eve.
All right, sorry.
We can't have anything nice in this house.
We will bill you and Nickelodeon. Stick around because we would love to talk to you about the Kids' Choice Awards.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
Fantastic.